Hello, welcome to Steve McDonald's Arts and Crafts, and I've been asked by a friend of mine if I will cast this Hot Wheels in resin and then put it on a plinth. I said yes without really thinking about it too much, but then what occurred to me was this is going to be full of air pockets. Hopefully it's not going to be too much of a problem. And what they've asked me to do is they've asked me to cast it inside this so it looks like it's in the Hot Wheels packet, and then put it on a plinth. I've cast in these little blister packs before. I know they cast absolutely fine and you can get things in and out of them really no problem. My biggest concern about this is it fits in here really quite tightly, so it's going to be quite difficult to get the resin all around it. But I have said to them, look, if it messes up, is this expensive? And they've said no, it's not a problem, they can get another one. I am going to clean all this paper off this pot because I don't want any contamination of the resin, and I will use a mold release spray in here as well so I can get it off. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of my future videos, and please hit that thumbs up button as well. It really helps for my videos to get out there. I've made sure I've given that a good clean. Quick light spray mold release, and that'll be plenty. I've got the mold here, which is just a square mold that I'm going to make the plinth out of, and I'm going to mix sand with my resin. And I've prepared this mold now, and my resin is all mixed up, and I'm going to put a little bit of resin over the top of the car and also around the car for two reasons. It will help it remain in the mold a little bit easier, but also it will hopefully get into those little nooks and crannies where there is likely to be holes and air pockets, and as a result it will help that air to come out. The same with the wheels here. As you can see, I'm filling these wheels up because these wheels are going to be quite close to this plastic pot, and as a result I don't want them to have massive bubbles in them, so this will just save time when I come to cast the whole thing. So I'm popping a little bit of resin into the bottom of this. I'm not filling it up. In fact, I doubt it's even half full. I'm pushing the car into it and pushing it down. What I've done is I've tapped it to hopefully try and encourage any bubbles to come out. And now I'm topping it up. Check out my other channel as well. I do lots of different crafting and different projects on that. The link for that is in the description. So I'm slowly filling this up because the last thing I want to do is introduce any more bubbles to this, and getting this to just approximately the top. And what I'll do is I will use the stick here to move any bubbles about that have come to the top. I'm putting some to one side because when I let this settle, the displacement of the air will encourage the resin to go into where that air is, and then it will enable me to top it up when the level goes down. If you'd like to buy me a coffee and get on my coffee board and help support this channel, then the link for that is in the description below. I've poured my sand in and I've done a 1-to-1 ratio, so about the same amount of sand as I had resin, and I mixed it together slowly because if not you will introduce a lot of micro bubbles using sand. And I'm just putting that into this mold and allowing that to level out. I'm using my torch here to get rid of any bubbles that have come up, and then I'm again pushing it down using my stick to make sure it's in the right place, and this will also help to dislodge the bubbles that are trapped or any bubbles that are there that didn't want to come up. So just pushing this down, making sure it's in the right place, and now topping it up. And it had dropped by about 3 mils, so there was quite a lot of resin that had gone into that car, so I'm glad I put a bit to one side. Going over it again with my torch, and then I'll let it cure for 24 hours. Well, these have cured up now, and I'm really happy with what they're looking like, and this is going to be the plinth. Do need to take off some overpour. I always overpour. I just am that person that overpours, but I've got quite adept at taking off the overpour bits now, so that's a skill I've learned. Pair of scissors, you wouldn't even know that I'd had an overpour. This has now got to come out. I've snipped the edge of this because it makes it so much easier to get out of these solid plastic pieces. Oh, and the great thing is it hasn't got hardly any bubbles in it, which is really good news. I didn't think I was going to like it being cast in the actual plastic itself, because I thought it was going to make it look odd, but I really do like it because it looks like it's still in its container. I must say I'm quite surprised at that. So what I need to do now is centralise that onto there. Then I need to make sure that that's nicely stuck down using some 5-minute epoxy, because when using 5-minute epoxy, it dries in 5 minutes obviously, but it also dries clear and it gives a really, really nice hard attachment to resin. I'm going to go to there with it, and I'm also going to put a little sign on there, which I'm cut out on my Cricut, the word champion, which they want put on here, and I'm going to put it onto there. Check that's about right. And that's in permanent gold vinyl. If you want to know how I do this, then just check out my other channel. I've got a couple of videos on cutting out and using the Cricut. It says champion there now in gold letters. And all I need to do is attach this. You need equal amounts of the 5-minute epoxy of part A and part B. I will just pop this under there. Now you do get a bit of working time with this, even though it does set in about 5 minutes, because what happens is it kind of goes off really, really quickly once it goes off, but you can still move it around, and it needs to go fairly central. I do everything by eye, which is really works okay for me. This is all finished now, and I couldn't be happier with it. Like I said, I was a bit skeptical about casting it in the plastic case that it came in, but actually it really looks good. It looks like it should be in there because of the design of it. I love the fact that it's got champion on it as well. Well, it looks good on this base, and it's very secure now. It won't move or go anywhere at all. I think the person I've made this for is absolutely going to love it. They're going to have a competition in their house with using Hot Wheels. This is probably going to be a trophy for them. I'm going to make one for myself as well because I like it so much. Let me know in the comments what you think of it. I hope you like it. I really like it. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and thank you Joanne Toon, ring my little bell so you get notifications when my next video comes out. If you'd like to become a member, then the link to that is in the description below, along with the buy me a coffee link. Every bit really helps, and I just invest it straight back into buying materials or things to make new projects for videos. Check out my colouring books, then the link for those is also down in the description below, along with my website. Take care, enjoy your resin, bye.